We're all living a lie. America, our beloved country, is dying by the death of 1,000 cuts. Violence, corruption, illegal immigration, crooked politicians, out of control taxes. It must stop. American patriots, it's time to stand up and speak out. Together, we can restore its greatness. Choose a leader who loves our country. Unite, take action, and let's make America great again. Our home depends on it. This is more than a book. It's a call to arms.
Hello, fellow Americans, young and old, independents, Republicans, Democrats, it doesn't matter, libertarians, it doesn't matter. This is for everybody because it affects everybody. So I would like to talk today about education. Education is one of the biggest problems in our country. There are a lot of big problems, but this is one of the biggest because we don't get a good education. Our kids don't get a good education. Most of the kids don't get any education. So we need to talk about it. A famous educator, reformer, and philosopher, John Dewey, he used to say, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And I had to agree with him because every experience that you have, you'll carry with you all your life. And so we had to make this experience for all the kids very, very nice and very, very good, and really prepare them for life. I came from the old country where education was mandatory to finish high school, and it was mandatory to take certain subjects every year, including chemistry, trigonometry, algebra, everything, chemistry, whatever. Over here, the kids go to school and they take whatever subject they want. So if you look at our country and you look at our education in the certain area of the country like Los Angeles, Chicago, Detroit, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, these kids in these cities, they have no education. They finish high school. If they finish high school, they cannot read the 7th grade level. How are they going to go to universities? How are they going to learn anything? They're not. And why? Because they're all going to public schools. Private schools, they get a great education. But public schools, no. Because there's no incentive. There's no competition between schools to do well. They just take a test once a year and they probably cheat on the test like crazy to get their marks up and so on. So education is very important. I hope that President Donald Trump will demand both houses of Congress to pass a bill as fast as possible about school voucher system. This implies that all the parents, for every kid they have, they're going to get a voucher once a year from the government, and they can use the voucher to go to any school they want. And I promise you, nobody's going to go to public schools anymore because public schools are trash. They're nothing. All they do in the public schools, they take drugs, they smoke marijuana, they learn how to be bad, and the teachers don't have a prayer to teach these kids anything. They try to teach them, put their foot down, they'll beat them up. So it has to be a voucher system where the kids go to school and learn everything like it's supposed to be. So when they finish high school, they have a great education. Now, not all high schools are for high school. All the kids are for high school but then in that case, we should have an option. It's either high school or trade school, because not everybody can be a doctor. So in trade school, they can learn to be a mechanic, to be an electrician, to be a construction worker. They learn something. So when they finish, they're productive. They can be productive part of society. So education is very important. And President Donald Trump should insist and force these people to pass this bill. And everybody else, all the conservative talk shows hosts, they should help with that. Us, we should help with this. These politicians today, they will never change. They will never change, and they will never learn. They don't want to. They just want their fiefdom and make their money and that's all. But we need to elect new people. We need to elect young people, 30 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old. People are full of energy and they want to change. These are people that have young kids and they want the kids to go to a good school without paying through the nose for the private schools. So, yes, we need to change the system. We need to change the system. Us as constituents, we should put the pressure on the local congressman and the local senator and make sure that they know and they hear us very well. It's not to go to the primaries and get them out of there. Get them out of there. They're there too long anyways. So this is, what is this? The kids are our biggest treasure. The kids are our biggest treasure. Every country, the kids are it. They're the future. If you educate them, they'll do great things. If you don't educate them, they'll be criminals. So which is better? To be criminals or to be doctors, educators, astronauts, all these beautiful things that the kids love. But they have the opportunity to do it, you know. So most of these cities that I mentioned earlier, they're run by really bad politicians, selfish, and they don't want to do anything for the people. They don't care. They like the system the way it is because they make money and they're in control. But it's not what we're all about. This is America, not some third world country in Africa. So it's very, very important to do that. So this is the state of public schools from K to 12. Horrible. Millions and millions of kids every year. They waste their life. They have no chance to the American dream. And nothing is done about it. Where are the black leaders? Where are those really big leaders of the black communities to go to the Congress and the Senate and beat up on these people's desks to force them to redo the system? Because there's no, right now, there's no competition, and these millions of kids, instead of having a chance to the American dream, they don't. They don't have a chance to help the United States in any kind of ways. So they waste their lives doing what? Drugs. They're dealing with drugs, killing each other. This is no life. And this is America, not Africa. So we should really step up to it and do it, to change it once and for all. All these guys should get together and go to Congress, go in front of the Congress and Senate and demand these changes. Yeah, vouchers, the only way that we can work, voucher. Public, they will never work, because there's too many crooks in the system. Too many crooks, and they spend all their money, hundreds of millions of dollars, they spend these kids, poor kids, you know, they end up dead before they're 20 years old, you know, one way or the other. So this is public schools, high schools. Now we move up to universities, and university, if you look at them, they're in the United States. We have, out of 10 best universities in the world, 8 of them are in the United States, and yet our education, the kids' education come out of the universities, are worse than ever. We spend more money for kids for university, and we have the worst kids. Why? The university got smart. They found out that, you know, the more kids they have in university, the more money they get from the government. So a lot of these kids, they go to universities, they take subjects and they graduate from things that don't matter, that nobody can hire them. So you have all these environmentalists, you have all these, they take psychology, they take philosophy, they take all kinds of history of Africa. Who the hell is going to hire these people? These people finish, they spend $250,000, $300,000 for university, they graduate, and what they do? They go wash dishes at Taco Bell. No, this is wrong. University should not allow anybody to come to university and take just any classes. They have to graduate in something that's needed. That's needed, they can actually get a job. As soon as they finish college, university, they can get a job. That's the only way. Not to go to Oxford to do nothing. And then finish, you put the diploma on a wall and you look at it. because nobody will hire you. How many environmentalists can you hire? How many psychologists can you hire? Even lawyers are too many. So they have to make sure these people, they graduate, they can get a job right away. So this system is very crooked, and I was glad to see the President Donald Trump to hold money from the Harvard University because of what they're doing, and they're doing a lot of crooked things. Another big problem with our kids and universities is that universities get the money, and then they get kids from China or from Iran or from countries they hate us. They're our enemies, but they pay the university more money than the regular kid can do, and they put them in the program. So maybe 1/3 of the programs at Harvard, Yale, all these universities, they're Chinese. And it's not just Chinese. These Chinese, their parents belong to the Communist Party. This is people that are trained to steal our technology, to steal our intelligence. So they come to university and they steal roughly $500 billion a year, every year. They steal property that not belongs to them. And they come up with all this, they use our technology to develop, so they use our money to develop their country. And what they develop in, they develop, so how can they kill us? How can they destroy us and our way of life in the United States? So these people should not be allowed, should be thrown out instantly. All the people, the students from China, from Afghanistan, from Iran, from any country that hate us, they should be thrown out, period. No discussion, 1 week, all out. This will open up a lot of room for our kids, our kids to go to university and learn something and be productive in the United States, not to go back to China, to go back someplace in the world and apply what they learned there. This is not fair to our kids. So somebody has to stand up, and I was very happy to see the other day that President Donald Trump withdrew the money from Harvard University. But he needs to withdraw the money from all the universities because they all do these crooked things, So that's all we are. So, like I said, we have the 8 top universities in the world, and yet we're number 7, I think, in education, higher education. Now, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, they run a survey every year, and they discovered that even though we spend more money than anybody on university and education, we came in number 7, right behind smaller countries than us, okay, including Japan, South Korea, and so on. So we really need to fix this also. We need to fix this. So many kids that could not finish high school, obviously they cannot go to college. So millions of kids that cannot go to college, you never know who can be. They can be a famous mathematician, you can be a brain surgeon, you can be an astronaut. We have to have all the kids get a great education. And the kids are our biggest treasure. And the future of America depends on them. So we must be responsible and put all our effort in the kids getting a great education. All kids from everywhere in the United States get a great education, because from these kids today, when they grow up, you don't know who's going to be a brain surgeon, who's going to be a mathematician or a chess player or whatever. So we have to take care of them, that all get a great education. As Malcolm X, a famous African-American Muslim minister and a huge human rights activist, used to say,
education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. That is very true. This book is filled with such quotes and anecdotes, very inspirational, aside from all the eye-opening facts and practical solutions. So, if you're interested in buying the book, which we hope you are, please visit the link down in the description. That will take you to Amazon. As I said previously, we have a Kindle version and we have 2 physical versions, a paperback and a hardcover, like this one. Also, please show your support and help us grow as a channel by liking, subscribing, and also comment, because it helps us know what we can improve and what you guys would like to see. Also, please press the little notification button in the shape of a bell so that you can know each time we post a new video. We will try every day. So, before I go, just a quick shout out to all the people, especially the younger people, the students. Some of you may think educating yourself is a nerd thing, but I'm going to give you some food for thought. Would you rather spend the next few years partying like crazy only to have the rest of your life filled with problems? Or would you rather work hard and have the rest of your life be one that others will envy? Just think about that for a second. Nettie, thank you so much for having me again on your show.
As always.
And to all of you out there, please follow him. He's a great guy. He has great ideas. And
practical as ideas.
Yes. And America is definitely on the path to success. And we're just here to help it slowly in our own way.
We're also here to help President Donald Trump do what he wants to do. And for that, we have to get involved very much.
By the way, today is the 14th. And we will upload this video today.
Yes. Mr. President's birthday.
Yes, so
awesome.
From both of us, we are just humble, well, two humble people, but happy birthday, Mr. President Trump, and may you have the best time of your life now.
Next 4 years.
Next 4 years. MAGA.
MAGA. So in conclusion for today, I would like to repeat myself and emphasize that the last 4 or 5 presidents made a huge mistake for allowing the Chinese students by the tens of thousands come to the United States and go to the best universities only because their parents are from Communist Party and they have money, so they pay the university more money. And the Americans didn't have a chance. Tens of thousands of Americans didn't have a chance to go to this university they wanted to go. So these Chinese kids, they were not just Chinese kids. They belong to certain people in China. No, they all belong to the Chinese Communist Party. And they were coming to get a fantastic education, the best money can buy in the world. And not only they get an education, but they were stealing. They were taught how to break the computers and all the technology and IT and steal it and send it to China. In the last time I checked, over $500 million a year they were stealing and sent to China. So if you look at the last 20 years, you talk about $10 trillion. $10 trillion of our money, of our technology went to China. If you look at the rockets, they look just like Elon Musk rockets. If you look at the cars, they look like our cars. If you look at the, what else is there? Airplanes, they make their own airplanes. And they look just like our Boeing airplanes. This is really, really sick. And Mr. President realized that, and he's going to make everything right. And now our kids will be able to get a fantastic education and apply it right here in this country. This is very important. That's what I wanted to say one more time. In the end, I want to thank you very much for joining us and for listening to the video. And we want to bring better and better stuff. When we have over the next few months, we have from all this book, from all the chapters, we're going to talk about it in details. And you guys are going to love it, and you'll be aware of things that you were never aware before. Because I wasn't aware of all this stuff before I started writing the book. But as I started writing the book and get more and more information, I realized, man, it's really crazy. What the politicians did to this country in the last 6 years is crazy. But thank God for Donald Trump and God for saving his life. And the next 4 years, with our help, with everybody's help, apply and change the country around in the next 4 years. Because after that, you never know who will come and change everything back. So thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video.